Hey guys, good morning. I'm running late for work, but I didn't even do my hair, I didn't do my makeup, I didn't do anything. I'm just gonna, I guess, do it at school. And I had to run to get to my car. It's raining today. And I'm using my fabulous trench coat. Look at that. Yeah, it looks like Burberry. It does look like Burberry. Yeah, but I really like it actually. So it's alternate, just in case you didn't realize it. Okay, but anyway, I wanted to come on and talk to you. Yeah, it's so interesting because in the morning I wake up and then I watch some gaming videos. Sorry, I'm like trying to wrap my head around a lot of thoughts at the same time. Gaming videos, or I watch fashion videos or bag videos, whatever. Or I watch money videos. So money management, inspiration and motivation to make sure I'm saving, to keep my eye on the prize. Yeah, so I was watching Cassiethorpe this morning. And if you watch bags and you watch fashion, I'm sure you've heard of her. And she was talking about New York City trends and New York City style, because she's from London or somewhere in England, and she just moved to New York I think it's been a little while now. So she's been living here, and she talks about the style in New York. In general, she goes out and about. She goes shopping vlogs. She loves, she loves a lot of designer things, and she makes sure that she's wearing some type of designer something, and she's always talking about the designer houses. So she's always in that small space of ultra luxury for the most part. And this is not about her videos in general, but I just found it, maybe it is. So I found it, no criticism on her. I watch her stuff. I really like her angles on some of her luxury, like the business side. The business side I really think is pretty cool. She's kind of safe to watch because I really don't like her style at all. So I'm never really tempted to buy anything when I see her. So I'm kind of in it for the interest. She has a very interesting, unusual style, it's good because it's important to be really unique. And that's going to actually lead into what I'm trying to say today. So she was talking about what's going on in the New York streets, what's the fashion is trending. And she specifically says that this is just Manhattan, because she doesn't go into Brooklyn and Queens, but it's not just Manhattan. She's only in the very rich neighborhoods of Manhattan. So she's filming in the West Village. She might be filming in Midtown. Maybe the Upper East Side or the Upper West Side. So it's very, very niche, the neighborhoods she's going to explore fashion. It's just a fashion of overall, higher level, right? Higher level earners. It might be just regular people style. Not that that's not possible. However, it seems like she's just doing influencer also, because I just see just TikTok or Instagram posts of what people are saying they're wearing in Manhattan. Oh my God, I went the wrong way. So there are two ways for me to go to work. One way where I pass by a school that's super busy at this time, and one way where I avoid the school and I accidentally forgot, and I'm going the way that goes through the school. So now I got school buses, I got a bunch of cars stopping and dropping off kids. This delays me like a few minutes, so I'm gonna be late. So she talks about the New York style. I'm sorry I'm taking so long to get to this conversation. And she mentions, the animal print, that people like black, and there's a lot of vintage and unusual bags, and that there are no logo bags. And I don't think she knows this, or maybe she does and doesn't talk about it. Hold on. But there's a reason why that you see a lot of vintage, unusual styles or no logo bags. And I'm not saying there's only one reason. I'm just gonna talk about a reason that's out there, because I am that reason, and the people around me that I know who live in New York are that reason. And it's because you have something called Canal Street. And Canal Street is a huge replica area where they sell replica bags on the street. And I think that people, a lot of New Yorkers, especially people in Manhattan, know what's sold on Canal Street. And what's sold on Canal Street is a bunch of logo bags or super common bags, namely Gucci, Louis Vuitton, anything with a logo and a symbol, some Chanel, YSL, all their styles, backpacks, bags, hobo bags, whatever, everything, the whole gamut is sold there. So if you live in New York, I think there's maybe a subset of population that does this. If you live in New York and you are wearing one of those bags that is commonly seen on Canal Street, people will assume you got it on Canal Street. They will think it's fake. So what happens? They don't want to buy the bags that are sold in Canal Street. And so you want something quieter, like the Row. She said she saw the Row all over the place. Or these other very quiet, no logo bags, because if it's logoed, I think the default thought in New York is that there's a good chance it might be fake. So I think that is a point that she might be missing. And if they want a logo bag, they're gonna go with the vintage or a style that people know are not readily replicated, right? So she said, there's a lot of these unusual old style bags that of designs that are not common, that have not been made in years. And I'm like, yeah, they want to wear the logo without people thinking that it might be a fake or a replica. So I think that, maybe that angle is missing. I'm not sure if she's not allowed to, meaning she doesn't want to talk about that angle or is not aware of it. But I definitely look at Canal Street videos on YouTube, and I make a note of what is always there or what are the options there, so that I know not to get that in the future. Because if I want any chance of it not looking awkward for me on the street of looking, at stuff, I am not going to, get a commonly replicated bag. Now, granted, I did visit Canal Street, a version of Canal Street. It was actually Fifth Avenue and 48th Street. So Canal Street is not just on Canal Street, by the way. And I got a few bags, only to realize later, yeah, these are probably super replicated. I would say that my little red YSL bag, that one looks like a replica. I told you, it just doesn't look very good. And it turns out that one's very commonly seen. The YSL black on black, not so much, but it does appear. So now I know that there's a chance it just, may look that way. And my tiny Speedy Murakami, which actually is really well made. It's actually a really good bag. Oh, hi. I got a spot. Wow. Unbelievable. So it's really good. But obviously, if it's sold on one Canal thing, it's sold on other Canal stalls, right? So as soon as you see it on the blanket of one guy in the street, It's on the blanket of other guys on a daily basis. And as soon as someone buys it, it gets replaced with another one, right? So, hence why there's so many. Especially also the Christian Dior, that shopping tote that is like $57 to make, and they scam you for $2,700, and people like fall for it all the time because they want to say that they got the real thing. They want to respect the industry. So I find it interesting that she didn't mention that. Here's another one that maybe right? Everything is a maybe here. Like, my conversations are not strict. That those unique bags that they're seeing on the street are ones that she's like, oh, that's unusual. Like, you would assume are not reps. That's because these ladies bought them on high-end sites that have a lot of options that are not on Canal Street. In fact, they have the latest options. They have the unique high-end runway bags that you have to look for to get. And since she's not paying attention to that, right? Because she's not, into that. So she's got a super big gap in her, like, understanding of stuff. Which I have a mind to mention it to her. Like, write her a DM. I think she's going to ignore it. But I think she can't address it. But, yeah, New York is full of people who also want the look and not pay for it because you're in a city like New York. And you want to look it. You want to enjoy it. Not many places in the world do people just walk around with designer bags. That's a unique thing to certain locations, New York being one of them. And so if you want to participate in that style, but don't have exactly a millionaire status to do so, you want to go the replica route. And even if you are millionaire status, there are plenty of very well-to-do, high-end women workers whom I know personally, so I can say this from firsthand knowledge. Wow, it's really windy. But as soon as you give them the opportunity, you tell them, oh, the bag is replica. They're like, where did you get it? Can you please send me the site? Show me what site it is. Did you get it right away? How long did it take? Does it look good? Does it feel good? I'm like, yeah, it's great. They immediately want to know. These women don't want to waste their money, right? To them, it's wasting their money. So, because they are money savvy and they want to do their investments, they have other priorities. And so they make alternate decisions. Anyway, I'm at school. I'll talk to you later. Bye.